Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, London Mines and Money 2017, and we are here on our last day, the third day. And with me here is now Altamira Gold, and Michael Bennett, the CEO, wants to give an insight into his terrific company. Michael, good morning.
Good morning, Jochen.
Great to have you here.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for taking the time. And Altamira Gold, where are you located? Where are you based? What are you doing? Just a short overview, please.
Okay.
And then we dive into your projects.
Sure. Altamira Gold's in Brazil. Mm-hmm. We're in the central western part of Brazil, in the state of Mato Grosso and Pará. And we have 12 gold projects there, Jochen.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
So 12 exploration projects, right?
Yeah, 12 exploration projects in different stages of exploration, one of which has a 43101 compliable resource of about 500,000 ounces.
Okay, well, that's nice to have already.
Yeah.
Perfect. And I think you are in a gold belt, right?
Yeah, we're in a gold belt. It's a belt called the Juruena Gold Belt. It's in the northern part of the state of Mato Grosso and has been worked since the early 80s by local artisanal miners.
The garimpeiros, right?
Yeah, the garimpeiros. So in the 80s and 90s, it was an area which was difficult to get into for a company.
Yeah.
And historically, 7 to 10 million ounces have been worked from the alluvial gold there in the area.
Wow. Okay, so there must be a lot of left.
Well, it's also a very good geochemical indicator. So the reason that we're in the area and the reason we've selected the areas that we're in is because a large amount of gold was taken out and the primary source is still there.
Okay. Do you still have garimpeiros there, or are they completely diminished?
There are in some of the areas, there are a few people still working, but they're generally the landowners now, and they work in conjunction with the company. So there's very, very few garimpeiros in the area now.
Okay, so you have no stress, because we heard in former years there were sometimes some funny stories with garimpeiros, but you have no problems, right?
No stress, and they're all
Super.
friends of the family.
That's very important. Very good. Great. So what is the plan for 2018? What do you want to do with your properties?
Well, we've been drilling in 2017 and we've defined some new zones which are very important for us to build the resource in our property of Cajueiro. And we will be trenching and drilling and building the resource to over 1 million ounces in 2018. We'll also be drilling a new one of our projects called Apiacás, where there's some very high gold values on surface, shear zones that will be opening up, trenching and drilling in the early part of 2018. And also we'll be starting a new phase of our exploration, which is to look for copper in the belt.
Ah, interesting.
So copper has become important because we've realized that other companies have moved in recently, and there is a new discovery in the eastern part of the belt of a porphyry copper.
Oh, so, interesting. Great. Can you say something about the grades you have so far?
The grades in the new area that we've been looking at, we've found a zone of breccia where the grades run from anywhere from 4 to 7 grams. We've trenched, we've got a trench in there which is actually 7 meters of 21 grams. But generally in the drill holes, the grades are what we're talking about, 4, 5, 6 grams.
Fantastic. How deep have you drilled so far normally?
The vertical depth is about 70 meters. But
that's shallow.
Yeah, it is. And we need to go down now and build that resource up. So we believe that very, very rapidly we'll push this grade, our initial grade of the 500,000 ounces up, and we will easily go over to 1.5 million ounces on the central part of the area.
Okay, perfect. Before we come, let's say, to some company data, when you are drilling, it costs a lot of money. What is in the bank?
Well, in the bank we've got right now about $200,000, but we're just closing a private placement next week for another $2 million.
Okay, because with 200,000 you cannot do anything,
no,
right?
No, that's
right.
Impossible. Yeah. But we're doing well. We've got the private placement almost closed, and it'll be around about that sort of order. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. That sounds good. So the work program for next year is then financed, right?
Yep, it's all financed. Yeah, we have a small group of professional people, all Brazilian, working in the area. Geologists who we've trained and kept in the company over the years, and we'll push this ahead.
Okay, great. Last question. As I mean, Brazil, you always think about jungle, about Amazonas. Yeah. So what is the infrastructure there? Can you get easily to your properties? Meaning, have you roads? Do you have power access, stuff like that?
Okay, it's a good question. 40 years ago, it was all jungle. And then coincidentally, the Brazilian government decided to open up new towns in the area. So Alta Floresta, which is about 100 kilometers away from Cajueiro, is a town of about 150,000 people with all the conveniences necessary for an exploration team. And it takes us 1 hour, 20 minutes to drive to Cajueiro.
Super.
There's from the Cajueiro project to a huge hydroelectric dam. It's 22 kilometers. So by the middle of next year, we'll have a power line running through our property.
Oh, fantastic. That sounds great. So then we keep fingers crossed for your drilling. Next year you have the money in the bank, so let it drill and show us some good results.
Okay, fantastic, Johan.
Thank you very much.
Andrew, thank you very much.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was Michael Benetti, CEO of Altamira Gold. Working in Brazil, you heard it, 12 properties they have, and so far 500,000 ounces of gold in a 43 101 resource already. They are drilling out this next year and want to go up to approximately 1.5 million ounces. Infrastructures there, that's very important when you are working in the middle of Brazil, I would call it almost. And so everything is there, a solid basis for hopefully success in the future. Check out the company. Thanks for watching us. Bye-bye from London.